Who else is in dire need of a Cyberpunk fix? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 games you need to play before the release of Cyberpunk 2077. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at games that'll get you pumped up for the upcoming Cyberpunk game by CD Projekt Red. Whether the game has impeccable writing and characters, takes place in a cyberpunk-like setting, has evil megacorporations and human augmentation, or just gives off a similar vibe, it'll be eligible for this list.
So, anyhow, what did you want to know?
I've got a couple of questions to ask you.
Fire away.
Number 10, Cyberpunk 2020. You probably didn't expect this one, right? Well, for those who are unaware, Cyberpunk 2077 is actually inspired by the pen and paper game by the name of Cyberpunk 2020. Familiar names, themes, and lore elements found in 2020 will definitely be present in 2077, so it's the perfect way to familiarize yourself with the world and lore. With a multitude of different classes equipped with typical pen and paper descriptions, and as much depth as you'd expect to boot, you won't even realize that you just had a 12-hour gaming session.
Driver, gun.
Thank God.
Yes!
I was so worried it'd be gun.
Number 9, Shadowrun. Combining magic with cyberpunk? Hell yeah. While each of the original ports of the tabletop game differs from the other, arguably the best one can be found on the SNES. Extremely deep and layered for a Super Nintendo game, this title didn't take off very well, but if you got it, you found yourself in an immersive, atmospheric, and dark RPG. The story unfolds as you learn new things alongside your character, and the mystery of who you are and why you were killed in the first place begins to unravel. Wait, you were killed? Anyway, don't think about it. Choose your own dialogue, level up the skills you want, and explore at your own pace. Shadowrun actually ticks off all the right boxes. Number 8, Syndicate. While the 2012 FPS certainly got the look right, the 1993 original release has all the heart. It has simple, straightforward gameplay and a story to complement it. The idea of controlling up to 4 agents and blasting your way through people to assassinate your target is basically as fun as it sounds. Collect new weapons, traverse maps with vehicles, and kill basically anything that moves, all to further your company's best interest. If you need researchers and scientists, just use your trusty Persuadatron to convince them to join you. We promise it's painless. Number 7, Anachronox.
Surely we owe these people more than a cocktail party. They saved our planet.
You're right. Perhaps a parade is in order. Shall we vote on it?
Developed by the team that made Deus Ex, Anachronox was sure to be a hit. Unfortunately, it wasn't a hit, and it didn't reach the commercial success it had hoped. The game is incredible though. Unique, funny, deep and varied, Anachronox really makes it feel like you're living in another world. Well, universe actually. Each of your party members is a fully fleshed out character, as are the worlds you visit. Gameplay is reminiscent of JRPGs like Final Fantasy, but with its own futuristic spin. Once it's all over, however, if you get through, you'll probably be craving more. While the game ends on a cliffhanger that's definitely not going to be explored, it's still worth the play. And who knows, maybe that sequel will come eventually? Nah, definitely not.
Splendid. Shall I reserve a room for Mr. Estrella?
Who?
El Puño, your superhero friend.
Number 6, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
And you came with her? That was really good of you.
Can't go wrong with more of Adam Jensen, who didn't ask for this, right? Mankind Divided poses more of the questions brought up in Human Revolution. Is human augmentation morally acceptable, and is it safe? Its setting and world building are fully realized, and you should lose yourself in the game's version of Prague, which players should find more detailed than other open world games of similar type. Gameplay is also open-ended and lets you tackle objectives however you want. You can hack your way through things, sneak through, talk your way through, or just blast everything in your path. I mean, come on, you should know about this stuff, right? It's 2018.
Are you nuts?
Number 5, The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. While it might not have a cyberpunk setting, you can count on this game as a reference to the level of quality in writing, gameplay, and presentation that will be found in Cyberpunk 2077. As CD Projekt Red's magnum opus, it won millions of fans over worldwide. Universally critically acclaimed, even if you don't like fantasy or RPGs, you'll probably like The Witcher 3. Its fluid combat and gorgeous open world will draw you in immediately, and the fact that it makes you feel like you're impacting and changing the world around you as you play will keep you there too. Number 4, Snatcher. Forget Metal Gear Solid. This is the pure Kojima experience. Snatcher takes the form of the standard adventure games released in their era, only it's broken up by sudden shootouts, which change the dynamic of the gameplay. You never know when the situation will go pear-shaped actually, so you're constantly on the edge of your seat. The game's voice acting and presentation are also perfect for the context, and the detail in the art will make you truly appreciate what the developers did with the limitations of, well, 1988.
If human society ever hopes to reach greater heights, what is needed is an absolute leader.
Number 3, Detroit: Become Human. Quantic Dream is certainly no stranger when it comes to narrative-based interactive video games. Detroit is just the latest in their list of critically acclaimed entries, and depending on who you ask, they either nailed it or completely screwed it up in true David Cage-esque fashion.
I like dogs. What's your dog's name?
Anyway, the near future, androids, morality, and mortality are all the perfect ingredients for an effective story. The plight of the androids and the humans may potentially mirror those of the augmented in Cyberpunk 2077. Who knows? Here your choices have impacts, and one wrong misstep may have great consequences. This keeps you on your toes constantly, making every choice you make something you gotta be sure about. Number 2, Perfect Dark.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Joanna Dark deserved a better return to the medium than Perfect Dark Zero. Still, there's no reason why we can't all set up our N64s again. This game just oozes with style. You play as a badass chick with badass guns and badass gadgets. There's also a wildly entertaining split-screen mode, where one player inhabits a new bad guy in the campaign level every time they are wiped out by the player who's in control of Joanna. The game took everything that basically worked in GoldenEye and improved upon it with new gameplay elements. If you like the idea of laptop guns and other guns that see through walls, then this is the one for you. Number 1, Deus Ex.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets.
This is it. This is the one you gotta play. Even if Cyberpunk isn't your thing, there's just a lot to appreciate in Deus Ex, and it's a part of gaming history. No other game released close to it offered you the levels of customization, choices in how you tackle situations, and quality of writing that can be found here. Each scenario has you thinking outside the box. Do you talk your way in, hack the computers, or maybe come up with a solution that the designers never even thought of? Also, the augments you install fundamentally change your whole gaming experience, resulting in both unique repeat playthroughs and probably something that's gonna be close to what we see in Cyberpunk 2077. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.